everybody's commenting they want to see a garden video. So you're getting your wish, guys. The yard is a mess, but you're going to get to see what I have in my yard. At least you're going to see how bad it was and how much work I have in front of me. But, you know, Grandma always has something to do in her garden. It takes me forever, so be ready for a long garden video today. And we will do a garden update every week. I think I'm going to call this series Foot by Foot. I don't know. Maybe you can think of a better title. I'm going to put up a video once a week on my garden, and I'm going to get an area of maybe a foot by a foot and show you what a mess it was in that 12 by 12 inches and turn it into something beautiful. Let's see how many 12 by 12 feet I can turn ugly or into something beautiful. Let's see. Get in here and do some major cleaning up here, as you can tell. I did throw some wildflowers seeds in here yesterday, but I probably should have cleaned everything up first, but I didn't. I knew we had a rainstorm coming in today, so I said, let me get some seeds in here, and we'll see what takes and what doesn't. Also, I have some pots that still need to have soil put in them, as you can see, and my pepper, I think it got too cold, and I don't know, I think it's almost killed it, because it was looking beautiful, and now it looks like it's half dead. It's been really, really cold here, and we don't get really cold weather here. I do have a lot of plants that look like they need to be thinned out. This fire plant looks like it's totally outgrowing its pot. I'm gonna have to come in here and cut this back and put it in some more pots. It's overtaking this pot. And I have to put some new seeds in here and thin some of these succulents up. This was my tower that I built last year, and it looks like, I guess the bottom pot must be sinking into the soil, because they now have enough room on top with rebar to put another pot. But it'll have to be probably, maybe the one I have right here will be fine, another one that size. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Like I said, I need to get out here and clean this up. I got stuff knocked over, all over the place, and all I can figure is these big pots I have sinked into the ground, I don't know, 6 inches? That's what it looks like. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that problem, but there's nothing we can do. We just do the best we can. Maybe there was just too much weight, too many pots. But you really can't see how pretty everything looks, because now it's winter time, and I need to get in here and trim plants back, pull dead stuff out, and see what I have. Right now, one of my golden berries must have reseeded itself in this pot. Just noticed it. Brand new plant. That's how long it's been since I've been out here. I am so happy that I got another one of these that reseeded itself. The only trouble was, now it is so big, I don't know if I can transplant it anywhere. I don't know. It's really big. Goes from there, and it's already up to here. Oh well, I guess it's going to stay in this pot. It's a pretty big pot that it's in, so it's not a small pot. But I definitely need to get out here and clean, and I'm definitely probably not going to transplant, and it's my own fault, because I haven't been out here in so long. I didn't even realize I had one growing. The yard is a total mess, and I'm ready to start working on it. I can't believe all the stuff I got out here I've got to move around. It's looking terrible. I'm really hoping and praying that a new goldenberry is going to pop out of this raised bed I built, but I don't see anything over here. It's odd. The only goldenberries that have popped up in this garden have been, oh my God, I see I have a palm tree that's popping up in a container. Oh well, I'm having the gardener get rid of that. I hate palm trees. And I think next week, if I wasn't such a bad gardener, I would have cleaned this one out or had the gardener clean it out and planted this. I have plenty of seeds in the house. I think I'm going to be, the project for this week is to clean out this little area here. It's a raised bed, and I'm just going to let the leaves that are all over my garden, you can barely see my garden. It's all covered in leaves. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It looks terrible. Oh well, I guess I should be thankful it's not solid weeds, it's just leaves. So I'm going to get out here with the gardener's help and see what else we can do. I'm going to show you the before and the after, because you can't see what I've done if you don't see what I started from. We have a lot of beautiful things here. You can barely see through all the stuff that needs to be pulled out, and I can see there's quite a few trees to be pulled out. I have a couple of trees. I don't know if it can even be moved because it's been too long. I may have to just pull that one out. It's in the wrong place. My son-in-law said he wanted it, but I think it's too late now. It's too big. It's going to have to be pulled out. And I have all of this. Like I said, it's pretty lush and pretty green in here. And I need to get in here and pull a lot of this stuff out. We'll have to see what we have left when we get done here. So you can see I have a lot of yard here to clean. This is just one golden berry. There is one golden berry plant. One. And to keep it off the ground, we have all these tomato cages propping it up. And because it can go through that fence, you can pick them up, the fruit off on both sides. And it produces fruit year round. And I am so happy about that. And see all the flower buds popping up. It's been super cold here, or I probably already have some more fruit ripe. But here in Southern California, it doesn't get really cold here. So these kind of plants do survive. The ones that died in the backyard, I'd had them for like 3 years before they died. There's another one coming up, and there's some more in here. I'm sad that I didn't notice I had another one in the backyard. I guess I should just make sure I have plenty of pots in my backyard, because for some reason, I don't know if the birds or the fairies plant the seeds for me, but they always seem to be coming up in my flower pots. I've never had one come up from the garden itself. Well, we should have plenty of things to look at in a few more months. I'm going to start planting a lot of flower seeds and let you see how beautiful my garden can look. I have had the gardener been working on the front. That's why we haven't been looking or paying any attention to the back. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see them or not, there's plenty of flowers coming up and other seeds. We'll have to wait and see what's coming up. See you in the next video, my guys. You know, Grandma's starting to work in the garden again. All of these flowers here, all of them, are reseeded themselves. And when I buy them in the nursery, they never reseed. I grow most of my flowers now by seeds. And I find if I grow them by seeds, it may not always be a pretty sight, but they reseed themselves. And I always have something growing in the garden. Right here is some more of my beautiful California poppies coming up. They're seeds that have blown in here. These were from another year blowing in. This plant has seen better days. I'm not cutting it back. I'm going to let it just dry itself out and hopefully drop their seeds, for I can have some more next year. I know I do it all the natural way too. All of this has reseeded its own self too. Like I said, I really rarely buy any flowers from the nursery now, except if I want certain flowers in a certain pot or a certain way. I just let them come up how they are, and then I try to plant or put my fairy gardens around it. Hard to believe that's how you put fairy gardens together in my garden, but that's how I do it. I'm tired of spending a ton of money on plants that never seem to live. When I let them come up on their own, look how beautiful and lush this looks. I didn't plant these. With the help of God, look how beautiful it looks. I just throw the seeds out. What takes, what doesn't, doesn't. And year to year, this here area will probably never have to have any more of these seeds put in it. They'll just reseed themselves year after year. Anything in here, except the only thing new I did this last year was I put these seeds in. Everything else has come up on its own from past years in my garden. Because like I said, I've been growing these flowers for, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. The California poppies, probably 8 or 10 years. They're my favorite. And you just keep reseeding themselves. And that's how you keep a beautiful garden growing. I think I ignore it a lot. That's probably also helps. I don't give it extra fertilizer. I don't do anything. It just does it all by itself. Right here also reseeds itself 2 or 3 times a year. California poppies these will die and dry out, and as that's happening, more new ones will keep coming back up. Because there's so many seeds in here, because I like to have everything grow up from seeds and not buy them from the nursery. They work out so much better. That's just my opinion.